Okay, guys, to make our snowflake, you're going to, once you do the bump circle technique, you take your template, your snowflake tracer template, and you remember you only want to make your clay big enough to have your snowflake fit on it. Okay, and even if one of the parts of the snowflake goes off a little bit, that's okay. You can always just trim the end or make one end a little bit different because all snowflakes are different. Okay, so what we want to do is you put your template on there and you kind of hold it down. The first thing you want to do is just kind of outline, and you kind of hold it down, and you're using your paper clip to do this. Okay, and just gently push in there and go around all your lines, or all your edges I should say. And don't go too far in. Just get the basic shape in there first. The biggest mistake people make is trying to go too deep, too fast, and then they pull through it. So it's in there, but I'm going to leave it on there, and I'm going to go around it again. And now this time I'm going to go a little deeper, but I'm going to start pulling from the inside out, and see how I'm just going all the way through the clay, because it's always easier to pull away from the middle. Okay, and now these pieces will come out, and I save all this stuff because I will use this, because I can always combine the clay back together and reuse all this clay. And now all you have to do is trim off your ends. Okay. And that is the next step. So now I have my clay. Now I want to gently pull it off the paper, because from cutting it out, it will kind of stick to the paper. So kind of pull it off and just kind of move it to a different spot. And if there's any pieces that are kind of hanging off, kind of push them in. Okay. And then you want to start cutting triangles out of your snowflake. The key is do not make them too big. Okay. So just draw them in first. And see how you leave plenty of space around the outside. So here's a triangle, here's a triangle, here's a triangle. Okay, then in here I can make more triangles, but again, leave some space between. You can make one go that way, and you can make them go this way. Okay, and there's my basic design. Then I'll go back in and go deeper this time. Okay, and then to remove these, once you're done, you gently pick it up and you kind of take your paper clip and it will pop out. Okay, but you should have at least that much space around them, or else they will break. Okay, you can kind of work at pulling them out. Then when you're done, you're going to go in there and touch these up by just gently pushing back on here and kind of fixing where you were cutting. Okay, so that's the next step.